All right.
No naughty things said.
So just to start this recording and sending it to you, we can't figure out how to record the session. I know Holly emailed you, but just to reiterate that point, we attempted it. We're going to record as much of it as possible on a cell phone and send it to you that way. Okay.
All right. I'm going to be filling some of my stuff in the Google Doc, like, as we go along, because some of my stuff, like, I guess I hit undo a lot, so I'm just going to slap it in.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Holly.
Real quick, it says with the discussion pieces, there really isn't a format as to what to send. So I feel confident that if we just like cut and paste and copy what we already started, will be perfect to handle. Does everyone agree on that?
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe if we just go right down through and we can kind of like hear it as well as see what our comments are, and then we can comment on all of our comments for each question. Does that seem like a nice pattern for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to share this URL? Well, since I created the Google Doc, do I need to put her on the Google Doc as well so she can see what we did?
We actually have to submit this. Everyone has to submit the in the Word document this piece that we worked on.
Okay.
So we have to make it into one big answer, though, right?
It doesn't specify that. It just says what you kind of like talked about into a Word document, and we just need to put like group members' names up top, so we can put some of our names at the top, and then this is submitted. And we're 7 and we Word.
Okay.
We could talk about what each of us talk about, and then at the bottom, like, summarize the discussion for each question.
Yeah.
So leave everybody's input.
Yes, you've got a summary of your group's responses by each item, and then you may want to create roles for your groups. So I'm guessing that's like the leader, the what are the other type of things?
I'm the person who checked behind everybody to see if it makes sense. The editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I guess we can put it all in that Google document.
Yeah, I can check behind it before I go to work after we finish to make sure it makes sense.
Is everybody in the Google doc?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in. So we can have like here.
I can take notes while people are talking.
What was that?
I can take notes while people are talking.
Okay. I'll
So,
take a picture.
Yeah, I said I'm going to be the checker or the editor.
So Krista is
Oh, sorry.
taker. Saran, you're the reader, you said.
Yeah, proofreader. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yeah, that was hard.
I'll be proofreader.
Yeah, they're all done.
Who wants to be group leader?
We're waiting on, but I think they can't find collaborate. It's under.
Wasn't there one assigned job we had in one class where somebody kind of the mediator, where they just took us along so we wouldn't get stuck on one topic for too long?
But isn't that like group leader or no?
No, I mean group leader kind of like it's. I don't know. Diana, you asking a lot of hard questions. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
The group leader was designed to like organize the group at the beginning and kind of make sure everything was the time and the date.
Yeah, that's obviously Holly. So then we'll have.
There we go.
Yeah.
Holly.
And then Andrew was group too.
You can just put my name somewhere. I don't really care.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. I'm so, like y'all's audio. I don't know if it's just me, but it kicked me out a few seconds ago, and everyone's screen went blank and the audio cut out. I don't know if it's just on my end. I don't know why, because I have full Wi-Fi, but my Collabora is being very wacky.
I know a lot of people are breaking up on this.
This group is so big.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, and then Robert can be on one too. Robert.
Oh, Robert just joined the session.
Hey, Robert.
Class.
All right.
All right. How are we doing?
Hi. So we decided on the group leader, proofreader, note taker, and mediator. You're a mediator, Robert.
Oh, that's right up my alley.
And Krista offered to be the note taker while we talk. So we basically just have to summarize everything within all the questions, I guess.
Okay, so
We all have a role right now.
We all have a role, or is it just
Anna, what about you? What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Yo, these groups are too big, man. That's too big.
Oh my God. How many people are in here right now?
Your face
Too many people. Too many people. Y'all
Alright.
feel like this.
Alright.
All right, one at a time, people. One at a time. Diana, finish. No one else say anything. Diana, you finish what you have to say.
I finished it.
Okay, you finished it? Okay, back to Holly. Holly, you're the group leader, so you need to tell us where we are. So, Holly, only you talk.
And then Anne could be another editor. She's very talented and with word mastering. She's good.
Okay.
Wait for proofreader or note taker?
Proofreader. Anne's a proofreader.
Yeah, she's good.
Alright, so I'll take myself out. And I'll make myself a proofreader. Alright, let's do this.
All right, question 1. Who's a good reader?
Brittany doesn't have an assignment.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Oh, see, there's too many people. I'm getting. We'll just put you in a note taker.
Well, one person can be assigned to read the question.
Oh yeah, okay. Question reader. I don't know.
All right, now.
But wouldn't they be the group leader?
or a mediator.
I mean, I don't care.
Sure, we can find something to do.
And we'll just have 3 group leaders.
All right. Jeez Louise. Who's going to turn it in?
We all have.
We all
No,
have.
we each have to, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
What's going on here?
Oh, what happened?
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
So let me get this straight. After we've gone through each of the questions and we summarized this, Christina's and all of us are bonding all of this into one huge paragraph at the bottom, and then we each copy and paste that and turn it in.
Wait, who's Christina?
All right, Krista. Sorry, Krista.
You're
No,
fine.
Oh, I was
sorry.
gonna say, what?
My bad.
We have
I'm
no
so
person.
sorry. No, I'm sorry. So, let me get this straight. Krista, after we go through all of this, we're helping Krista make this huge paragraph at the bottom, and then we copy and paste that and put it into Blackboard, and each one of us has to copy and paste that, or are we turning it in as one massive group?
Well, if it's a Google Doc, it'll just be there for everybody, and then we can
Okay,
all...
that's...
Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
they said, but someone said something about a Word document. That's why I said copy and paste.
You can turn
Now,
it into a Word document if you want.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Like
gotcha.
question number 1 here, we have to summarize all our answers for question 1, and then we move on.
Okay, got you.
Like I'll send you how I'm gonna do it.
All right, so while we're I'm looking at Blackboard now. So I'm at the top. So when when she reads the first question, the medical field and all that stuff, at the bottom of everything that we said, we're just gonna say in black everybody then we'll type in the huge paragraph for that, and that's our one solid answer for number 1, right?
Yeah, 1 paragraph of all
Okay.
our answers.
Okay, and then we're gonna take that and just we can just take the Google Doc and just turn it in, and I should say that should be fine. I think. Okay, good. Everybody on the same page?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
So moving forward, do you guys all want to do individual responses like this, or does that seem?
Well,
Well, the one is for the following weeks, we may not be in the same group.
Which is super confusing.
But I know with some of the weeks, some of us will be meeting again. So if I'm saying this now, if I'm with you again in the following week, I'm going to be doing Google Doc. I feel like that's easier.
Yeah, I'm just talking about giving it. Like, it seems like since we have 7 individual responses, we did a lot of extra work because now we're going to go through and just give one response. Well, again, I guess if we're not going to be in the same groups, that question doesn't matter. So cool, here we are. Let's do it.
I know most professors, I had 2. They didn't want individual responses. They wanted one collaborative answer.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
But I think
well, we could do it individually if they want to do it.
We can all talk about what we put in, and then come into a common consensus, I guess.
Sure.
Because I was reading some of the stuff for number 1 with some of your guys' stuff, and it looks like we have the same.
Yeah, it gets pretty redundant.
Yeah.
Very.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, let's just start with number 1.
So I guess I'll read it. In the medical field, it is not unusual for a pharmaceutical company reps to provide lunch, pens, Post-it notes, and other free giveaways to physicians and others who attend their sickness pit, often held in hospitals. How might this affect the physician's opinion or bias for or against particular medications and medical devices?
ISED's providing a variety of swag is used as marketing strategies for companies to recruit new members, customers, or followers to purchase their products or services. It will be under the umbrella of neurologistic programming, which is when a person sees an item and it programs their mind to remember and recall that information. Therefore, similar to prompting, having lunch and receiving swag will affect physicians' bias when making decisions regarding medication or medical advice through persuasion to use the products and will fall under the line of gift giving.
That's basically what I said with the whole
Yeah, we all said the same stuff.
enhancing abilities, yeah.
We're not going to read individual response, are we?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to say. I think at max, only 2 people should talk or answer questions, and then from there, because they're redundant questions, we make a paragraph after that. So Krista can take the first part of what Holly just said, and now someone else can read the first question. Then we make a paragraph, and then we move on.
All right, and let's, try and, as you're not reading, look through each individual response, get some common themes, get some things like, from what I pulled out of Holly's, I like that she talked about prompting. Nobody else made that analogy, So I think in general, we all said, it creates a little bit of bias, freebies and swag, cause a little bit of bias. I like how Holly talked about that example of prompting, so maybe we should pull that out of hers and then keep going with the common themes that we're seeing in everybody else's.
I kind of said, I feel it's forceful, they're forced to buy the product.
Look at Chris typing all fast. Okay. Do we want to assign 2 people to talk about each question prior to? Okay.
I can read the question every time.
Sure.
No problem with that. Question? Are you raising your hand? Huh?
Wait, somebody raising their hand?
on the Blackboard thing, you can move your hand.
Hey, yeah, sorry. That was me. It's hard for me to speak in because then every time I try to speak in, I get weird feedback, so I have to raise my hand. I'm curious. I'm so a little confused if I think I understood that we have a couple editors. Who is gonna go through and create one collaborative paragraph?
Kristen.
Yes. That is Krista.
Is that my job or is that the proofreader's job? I'm typing it all up and I don't mind going through, but...
No. And me and you our job is to look behind Krista's stuff to make sure it's right. We're the proofreaders. She's the collaborative writer for our answers. It's our job to go back and look and see if she's spelling stuff right and it makes sense.
Okay, got it. Okay. I was like, what is my role exactly? Okay.
Does anybody want to add to question 1? I have some of Holly's, but do we want 2 people to respond to each question?
Take someone else's besides Diane. Let's Diane's reading the questions. So let's take Sierra's. When people are, Sarah, you can read yours.
When people are given these freebies, these are usually a tactic in order to reel people in. The manner in how these items are presented is important as well. They can work in favor if they're just offered as a token, but they can also appear a bit pushy in a sense of bribery. I can't see. Which
sorry.
Yeah. Which can turn in, hold on, I'm gonna start over because I can read obviously. When people are given these freebies, this is usually a tactic to reel people in. The manner in how these items are presented is important as well. They can work in favor if they're offered as a token, but it can also appear to be a bit pushy in a sense of bribery, which can in turn affect the physician and other individuals' perception of a particular medication. The ultimate goal is that the freebie will work in their favor, though. If these items do work in their favor, it can contribute to those who you want to recruit to be more receptive to the medications or devices you have lured them in, as you have lured them in.
I got you, Krista. You keep on tight. Even with the hangover, I got you.
I don't know if we wanted to add any lingo from the book, but I talked about there being dual relationships formed. If a sales rep and the physician become a friend, then those lines get blurred, and the physician feels like he owes the rep a favor.
I thought we giving as well.
I thought you talked about that on the second part. The outs of arms. I think that's more so what you talked about.
I just asked if we want to throw the lingo in.
I mean, we can, but
I can apply with the situations, yeah.
Yeah, you can't represent anything for all of these situations. Well, towards the bottom, all the situations, coffee thing, the gift thing. But yeah, we can.
Do you really feel that with the dual relationship, when you go to like a conference and that conference provides you with a pen, do you really feel that there's a dual relationship there, or do you just feel it's like business swag?
Yeah, I would use the term gift giving as opposed to dual relationship for this one, and say dual relationship for the coffee talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's. I mean, I think even gift giving is a little much for like marketing materials. It's really like more of a marketing tool than a gift. It's not like if you're going to a conference and they're giving everyone a pen, that's not really a gift. That's like a company way to like
make pins
type thing. Yeah, it's like, it's like every company has to market their own brand, right? And like they do that in a variety of ways, like with commercials, with pens, with notepads. It's not really a gift, but for lack of like a better word, sure, you could like call it, you could like put it under the umbrella of gift giving. It does like create, it's still honest, sure, like, cause, if you come back from a conference and you didn't pay a whole lot of attention and you just have like a bag full of materials, you're gonna be like,
call that dumpster garbage food. It's a waste of space. It's just a marketing tool. So gift giving is not what we say that. It's just a marketing tool. Gift giving is more so the next part where the boss is buying you lunch or the coffee thing.
Sure, we can split it here. If you guys don't want to call that gift giving, you don't have to. But again, it could apply, and it couldn't if depending on where you want to go. I mean, you're giving stuff with your company name on it for free to market. It's gift giving, or you can whatever. That's fine. Yes.
All right, Krista or Diana, you did the second question. Wait, unless she's dealing with a customer. Holly, you want to put the second question?
I can read it. Remember, discuss how to handle business deals, not to agree with the job, and the person who makes the and even does that. How might this affect the move by for or above this particular potential job or payment? I would. This might affect my job because of what I do with the gift of purchasing the lunch. I'm automatically something like I would owe them something in return, such as doing a job or helping them with a particular assignment. This gesture would cloud my judgment. I would have to keep it professionally and nicely defined also.
Okay. I can remind. This is not it's a bad move when it comes to a professional setting. I was taught always in a professional setting, never let your employer pay for anything when you're outside of work function. As a male, you can take it out of context and protect context very easily, and it's overall a very risky move that may create a mentality of I owe you. Yeah. I mean, and a female too. It's just males. I don't know. For some reason, no one trusts them. So, especially in the teaching setting.
So another common thing in these responses is like differentiating. Is it a business lunch? Is it an extension of the interview, or is it a personal thing? So maybe if we could touch on that, we should be good.
You go professional. Why don't the employer be more than take care of lunch? I don't know.
I just said like you can't even.
Holy crap, Krista, you typing real fast.
So I edited it to make more sense as a group response instead of just a you response.
Yeah.
But I still feel like we're missing some information. So does anybody else who hasn't input something want to input something to this response? Like Robert, I don't know that you responded to the last question, or Diana, or no, like verbally. Sorry, I'm not knocking anybody on the typing part. I was just wondering if anybody wants to respond.
Absolutely. So, like I said, it seems like as a group we also had a common theme of, or hold on, where's my opinion? Oh yeah, if, whether or not we would go on this lunch. No, that's the next one if we would go on the lunch, right?
This one's just how it would affect your opinion or bias.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, definitely. I basically said, I talked about how I would clarify whether or not this was an extension of the interview or some, personal setting type of offer, and make my judgment based on that. And if it was a personal lunch, then I just would not go. And I'd say, because I wouldn't want to start any sort of dual relationship. Kind of like how Steering said, that IOU type of feeling.
Should we move on to question 2?
Yeah.
What?
Is everyone okay with question 2?
Sure.
Okay. How might you're accepting or declining potential employer's offer affect potential employer's decision to hire or not? My way to accepting the ones having them Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
All that yours is breaking up.
All right, never mind that.
All right, kick me out. Kick me out. I was talking and I was mad because no one was responding, then I realized I got kicked out.
I thought you got in trouble at work or something. You stopped. It was funny.
I was really talking, and I was like, I've been talking to myself this whole time.
If you go out again, just call it in. I
Oh well. Are we still on the number 2? Okay, yeah.
We are, yeah.
If me had said it could mess up the relationship, he might be forced to take the job. And I'm also making a separate Word document, making the responses so I can email that to you guys, and then you can just put everything.
Awesome.
Thank you, Diana.
Like I have
So, B, how might your accepting or declining the potential's employers affect the potential's decision? Anybody want to jump in?
I basically said, if I accepted the employer's potential offer again, I would feel obligated to return the favor in the future if I was hired for the job. They could hold this over their head as like I owe them. I declined the employer's offer, they might take offense to it and hold it against me.
Yeah.
And might limit my potential of being hired for the position. Being hired for the job.
Good.
In order for the doctor, I owe you. They better take you like somewhere special, like a phone board or something. That's awful. All of the cards.
I'm really hearing Robert regarding the declining of the offer would most likely result in a negative impact on the employer's decision to hire you. I also want to with the twist because I think it could go either way. Robert.
Someone's recording this on their phone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what did you say, Holly?
I was reading yours and you went in with a different twist about declining the offer would most likely result in a negative impact, and we talked about doing it would have an impact. You're also kind of thinking a different way too.
Right.
So I took that one too.
Great, man. Yeah, throw that in there. You kind of break up when you talk, Holly. I'm sorry. I don't know what's up with your sound.
I thought it was just me. I was like, can anybody else hear her?
I can't understand that. So, Robert, did you understand what she was saying about your response?
So, yeah, it basically sounds like she wanted to kind of throw in that latter part of my response, like the other end of the coin, if you will. So if this was an interview-related lunch and ethics aren't an issue, then accepting the offer would increase the likelihood of you getting hired.
And if it's that big of an issue, I mean, you can always pick your own meal. I mean, instead of them paying for your lunch, you can just meet and just pay for your own meal.
I think
agreed. So that specification can be made, but attending the lunch would.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. I think I said that in my response to that. I would take the offer, but I would also say I would pay for our meal.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
And I think setting those tones really fast, saying like, "Hey, thank you for allowing me to go for lunch." I would feel more comfortable if I would pay for my own lunch.
Yeah. I think I said in a few of these responses, like I would explicitly ask, is this interview related or is this something personal? You know, and I'd find a better way to ask it. But I would explicitly ask in order to better make my decision, you know.
I agree. I think to go into an interview and I didn't know the person, I feel very uncomfortable already thinking position. But I do a lot of partnerships within my community, and a lot of times we are meeting for coffee and lunch, but it's under my own system and not this particular one. And I feel comfortable and feel.
Hold on, Holly. Whatever you brought out, that thing is making it worse. I can't understand a single thing you just said. That mic, take that mic off. I heard you better, but I didn't have it. No,
Take it off.
Right? Okay, maybe I'll take my phone in the corner.
Okay, talk, Holly.
I would say pretty much like I do a lot of partnerships in the community when we do go to lunch and we do it feels comfortable. It's like a modern way of networking. I would feel more awkward saying that I could go to lunch because that's unprofessional. However, my career is a little bit more relaxed than ABA work.
Okay, so much better. Thank you.
So it looks like you're putting that one together. Do you need anything else?
nope.
Okay.
The other one, so that's like 3 where you are a monthly meeting chair for the director of the practice. The word the director provides the meetings to eat lunch while my director position provides lunch meetings. If we decline it, it's a really rude gesture for his sister coming from Israel. So he always expects to be there.
To avoid going through, because we're on C, right?
Correct.
To avoid going through everybody's response, can we do like a simple, like how many would say yes and how many would say no, just to see if there's a general consensus? Makes sense? Because there's 2 parts of this question. If we have to do a full group response, I feel like some of us might have said yes and some of us might have said no. And I know, Robert, in your last response, you and I were on the same page where it just depends on the situation. It depends on the intent of the employer. It depends on the situation. But some people are straight no and some people are straight yes. So.
Agreed.
Which
My response was C of number 2. Mine was I've never been in a situation like that. So, but I said if I was, I would see that as it being unprofessional.
It seems like Diana, both you and Siren are like, you know, yeah, I would go, but no, Siren, you didn't talk about this, but that's Sierra there, but you pay for yourself, right?
Right. Yeah. That's basic. Yeah.
Yeah. So that seems like a common theme among you guys.
Yeah, that's. I've been in a situation like that where the boss was a female employer, a principal, and I told her as a male teacher I would pay for my own lunch. It's just I didn't want, especially when it comes to teaching, especially when it comes to little kids, first grade. There's a lot of things that get miscued, so I have to be extra. I have to be extra detailed, extra careful. So I think I look out for.
Great.
So is the general consensus yes as long as you're paying for your lunch and as long as you're sure that it's interview related and not a personal. That's the general consensus.
I agree.
Okay.
And then if we want to do the other half of that, then we can say, and the no side would be if it's not interview related and, you know, it's personal and all that kind of stuff. So good.
All right, number 3.
You're on a regular scheduled monthly meeting chaired by the director of the practice where you work. The director makes lunch convenient. You eat lunch. I always eat lunch. But then I work at a community center, and it would be very rude to turn down that offer.
I agree. Like, I would accept the food, especially, specifically, like, if it's something that's offered to all the employees across the board, so that there's no question of showing favoritism towards certain employees. If it's something that's happening company-wide, like, I know my company, for staff training days, they always provide breakfast for everybody in the morning, and it's something that's supposed to be expected, and we all, of course, eat the food, but we always make sure to be appreciative and say thank you and all that.
I think that's good to emphasize because it brings it back to the text. The text definitely talk a lot about, you know, if you don't expect something that they've gone out of their way to provide and things like that. So that's a good point. When Kieran's a teacher like me, he knows we'll eat any free food they provide for us.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that, but I kept my mouth straight.
That's
I
the
work
only thing we got.
I work at this building. Whenever there's programs like, do you want some? Like, there's a birthday party going on now, and they said, if there's cake left over, do you want some? And I said, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any free event where teachers getting food, I'm gonna be there. First in line, pushing emails on the way, everything.
Doubling up on the plates when I can.
Absolutely.
Okay. That was pretty easy. What about B?
Okay. Agreement.
Objectivity with regard to your employee conduct. Is there anything different from the employee doing anything else that is nice for the employee? Or end of the year bonuses providing free coffee in the break room?
I talked about how it could improve the morale and you would enjoy working for your employer. I don't think it affects the conduct, though. Like
Right. I use the term positive reinforcement, you know, and that positive reinforcement in the form of lunches, snacks, or keeping coffee stocked. That's good people management and keep morale up and all that. Yeah.
I spoke about it from expense point of view, just because I used to work in finance, and do a lot of expense reports. And in a company's expense report, typically those types of company meals come out of like as a company expense rather than a personal expense. So, yeah.
I completely agree. We should talk about the financial. And those are like more individualized things, which would come up with issues of ethics. You know, so yeah, I agree. Now again, like keeping coffee stocked and having snacks around and things, that's not specifically an individual. It's just general. Like the financial bonuses and things like that, those can erase more ethics issues. Especially if you just want to use the beginning of my part to talk about that, because I already said that.
Yeah, with my job is different. We get reviews like every couple months, and if you're like showing outstanding work, you get a gift card to Amazon or you get a raise.
Yeah.
Nope.
Or sometimes our boss gives us a choice, but of course with me, I want the raise and the gift card.
No, I agree, and that's some of that positive reinforcement, like those opportunities. And then, maybe if you want to make that point that Ann kind of discussed about the financial, and then the more individualized kind of bonuses are not as ethical.
Wait, are you talking to me? What did you say?
No, whoever, like Krista.
Oh, Krista. Okay.
There we go. Look at you. You're already on top of it.
She's got it.
Did we want to talk about the other side, that if it isn't part or counted as company expenses, then you can get into the gray area of ethical issues, like if it's coming out of personal accounts? I don't know exactly.
I think that's a perfect way to finish it.
Okay. Okay.
All right, on to the coffee.
For working on adults and providing direct services for a 3-year-old child, the child care offers in a cup of coffee. Starting with me, just made a fresh pot. You could really use a cup of coffee. Like accepting the coffee affect you if you moving towards your client or your client's community.
We got different answers on this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel two ways. A good, you're accepting stuff, you're building a relationship, is building a relationship and a professional is so bad anyway. But some also look at it as not accepting a couple.
Hey, I just realized when whoever clicked the back button, you deleted some of my answers, or the undo.
Yep.
I don't see any of my. Yeah, some of my stuff is gone. Like,
I think that's what happened with a lot of people. So we agreed we'll just talk about it. I guess we have no choice.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not retyping that.
Yeah, at least it's one. Sorry.
It's okay. I was like, wait a minute. Name.
I don't know if we can just jump in to say, but I know some companies, some of the companies that I've worked for in the behavioral health kind of sector, they have rules, like my current company has a rule where you don't accept anything, so a cup of coffee, you can accept. My other company that I worked for, it was a little more it was less black and white, because they had some more, a variety of cultures. So, they had a lot of Vietnamese clients and stuff like that. And in certain cultures, it can be very, very rude to, say no to certain things. They don't necessarily offer you a cup of coffee, but they might, offer you a gift during one of your holidays or something like that. And it's super culturally rude in a way that could say offend the client. That my company was you can accept it, but you have to discuss it with your supervisor if it's something that we don't feel is appropriate for you to have. Then we will, the company will deal with the present, you have to give it, but at least accept it so the client doesn't feel rude and that they didn't want to stay with the company.
That's kind of like my company too.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dan, when I was working for
I received a gift the other day, and of course I took it because they're from like an Asian culture, and so then we talked to my supervisor about it.
Yeah.
I am not getting fired.
Yeah, I was talking to, I remember a guy when I first moved to Savannah, and I was working for Coastal Homes about, going to people's homes and stuff. The only thing that we were actually allowed to take was water and coffee, because if we were to take a meal, that's more so, they connected this, I guess, the warm feeling with the full belly. So if you accept food, that's more so a matter of, oh, we are now one, in a sense that meant, in that sense that I didn't get. So anything where it was coffee or water, it couldn't be seen out of I guess, tough love or gift giving. It's more of a polite gesture of, oh, if you're thirsty, here's something for you. So
it's so interesting how great it, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, like, not the notepads and pens and stuff aren't, the water and the coffee is, but I mean, it's like, it's where you draw that line, right? It's really interesting. And it depends, the answer is that it depends, like you said.
Yeah.
I think it's addressed further, like where it really depends on the frequency. So if this person randomly goes, "Hey, I'm making coffee. Do you want coffee?" It's just a nice thing. Whereas if it's like, "Hey, I know you like your coffee with milk and sugar. Do you want me to get that for you?"
Yeah.
Like it just situational.
And that's perfect to bring up into B, because in B it asks us. Well, actually, I guess B is the one that asks us if it occurs more than once or something. Because then we should make that distinction that, now this is changing the parent's behavior, which changes the dynamic, which changes therapy, and all that. Now you're coffee buddies. But anyways, that's the next one. So B sorry, go ahead and read that, the reader.
B is just affecting the parent's ability to complain about you or fire you.
Gotcha. Sorry, I didn't want to steal your thunder.
Yeah. You're absolutely right with that, though. So, I mean, I feel like lines are obviously crossed if the parent, or whichever one of the parents have an infatuation with you, and they're like, I'm making coffee, you want some? They're saying it a certain way, they're doing, you're picking up on different side things. I had a lot of that with parents where they come in for that interviews. They're one time about their children, and they would, bring candy with them or something and say, oh, I think I brought gum. And they know I'm crazy about gum because I tell my students. They say, oh, I brought gum. Do you want a piece and stuff? It's like giving slight hints as to, okay, I don't want you thinking that we're cool like that. We have a certain teacher-parent relationship. So I think as soon as you catch on to what's going on, that gives you more time to let your supervisor be aware, to talk to that parent, or time to switch out or go to a different client or have someone else go to that home. Whatever maybe needs to be done to be necessary, but it can be done in a very discreet way to where no one's feelings are hurt or no one takes offense.
Great. Well said. So the ability to complain or fire you.
Typically, in my experience, with my new company that has more of a black and white rule of don't accept anything unless it's water and you're in dire need of water. Typically, if I explain to the parents, it's against the rules, I'm not allowed to accept or whatever, typically they're pretty understanding and they're oh, okay, you can't, you're welcome to stay, but I think that you're not allowed to or whatever. And typically they're oh, I know you're not allowed to, I won't say anything or whatever. I'm not allowed to. I mean, they're just fine with it.
It's kind of like tempt this or something, oh, you want this. You want water.
I think this goes along too with what you said, and it depends on the cultural aspect too. You don't want to disrespect them, depending on the culture.
I feel like we're
exactly, because that could damage the rapport there.
Yeah, I feel like we're straying a little bit from this question.
Yep, I agree.
Sorry.
I can agree that it would be something that you would put in the mix, like you would start once you start your session to say, you know, I appreciate if you were for anything. Unfortunately, I have to nicely decline due to the rules and procedures.
So like set the guidelines like right in the beginning.
Yes, so then you don't feel uncomfortable. They already know it's not because, you know, you're declining something. It's because you have to follow your rules for your company.
But this question is, how would accepting the coffee affect the client's parents' ability to complain or fire you?
Right, so we need to get back to complaining and firing. Yeah, we need to end with a statement about that.
Honestly, I don't feel like one cup of coffee is gonna make someone like complain. I could tell like multiple times if it's like really, really rude to them, to the culture, but I don't think like one time is just gonna be like, I hate you, you need to be fired.
Consistency and just clear boundaries from the beginning, so you can just eliminate all of that and just letting them know up front, like, I can't, like with my job, I work in mental health, and like we can't accept anything. I don't know if it has to do with anything, like if something were to happen to us, who would be responsible, and we don't want to put that, you know, on the families or the company, but like from the front, we just tell them that we can't do this can't happen at all.
That was stupid. I hate you. I'm gonna get you fired. Call me from me at one time. Cool. All right. So C.
Would accepting a cup of coffee every now and then for your circumstances
You got it.
damage the professional relationship? Why or why not?
So I think this is where we should talk about, again, now this is the parents' behavior changing, which changes the dynamic of the setting or, whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, this is obviously where we start talking about how it can be an issue. Let's see what I can
Making the supervisor aware, or if you are the supervisor, making the, PCBA board aware, especially now knowing the class we're in, the steps to letting them know that, hey, a client may actually report this or something getting out of hand. Just covering your own behind.
Dynamic changes.
This makes me think, like, weirdly, I know this is, like, a very strange analogy, but, like the gateway coffee, like,
There you go. I agree.
It's like, one coffee can lead to more, so, like, that's why I think, once it's, like, first kind of, like, that first invitation is given, to really set some clear boundaries so that you don't even get to, like, the every now and then, but, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point, because, like, a cup of coffee could, like, lead to, like, oh, I made these croissants. That would go really well with your coffee. And then eventually be like, oh, well, we're about to eat lunch. Let's sit, do you want to sit with us and eat lunch with your coffee? It just is a progression. I've seen that happen.
And then they're going to interact with their children differently. They're going to interact with you. It just ruins the therapeutic, environment.
I like how you brought up the bring like different invitations. I wrote that in my answer. How like one coffee can lead to like an invitation to like a birthday party, which is not work related at all. So it could totally just like make that boundary really unclear for like the parent or the client. And then the client's like, oh, well, I guess, you can come with us and do this. Or, like, why don't you do this with us or something? And then you're just like, fucked. Part of my friends or whatever. But then it's like a more awkward situation where you're like,
Sorry
I tell you this the other day? I remember it come in. Oh, here. Okay.
Is someone talking on the phone? It's like too many people talking.
Sorry, Brandon.
He knows this here, so he might be coming like tomorrow, maybe when he has work.
What time is it over there? You guys are all in like the East Coast, right?
Yeah, we're East Coast. We're just 12:02 over here.
What time is 12:02?
No, it's 12:02. It's 12:02.
Alright, I'll be back.
Wait, Anna, are you West Coast? Are you Cali?
Yeah, I'm West Coast, next at it's really early.
Hey, me too. Where are you at?
California.
I'm in California. What part?
Bay Area.
Okay. I'm at Travis. My husband's military.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. We're reaching that 90-minute mark, but we still gotta finish this. So.
Sarah, I think you can be a mediator, man. You're good at that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, man. The only reason we have to be early is because I have a part-time summer gig going on. I'm not teaching, working at Barnes and Noble. It's great, and I got to be dressed and ready for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're gonna wake up soon. Yeah.
Hang top. Since the grad has been working with a child outdoor, or playing with a graduate student comes over to help the child, and you're standing in front of the graduate student, much of the graduate student's upper chest spoke to you. Later, when you're standing behind the graduate student, bends over on top of the child, the graduate student's cramp stamp is exposed. Is this something you would address with the graduate student? Why or why not?
We all have similar answers, so I think we can just go with, yes, we would talk about dress code, we would address this, just kind of any generic.
Yeah, in a meeting situation first. You go first in a meeting situation where,
So later on, we'll have the time to specify that. I was going to say maybe save that for later, but yeah, if you want to use it now, go ahead too.
No, we don't have to specify right now. I was just saying that in general.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll save it for later. So we'll just say we'll address, dress code, and then that's it. And we'll say that. God dang it, for later. Dropping creatine everywhere.
I'm trying to help, Chris, but let me know if I'm in your way.
Well, I'm still typing the last one, so you're not in my way.
Okay, cool.
Just typing out the thing. All right, deal.
So is everyone record with one? You got to
What did you say now?
Did everyone have one chapter two?
Okay, what?
She wants to know if everyone wants to move on to chapter 2.
Yeah, Chris Comer's down there.
Okay.
So then,
Science, this 40 profound. I've had a difficult time getting staff to organize the command process. In this ID, you have to put on there important from command process. That's come back from weeks some of them are not everything like that. Never heard of it.
Wait, where are we at? Chapter 2, question 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Describe the procedure with the gentleman's emotions on his joints. Using the from his fluid result in a reduction in women being self-injurious. The article founded life. Describe how you will control your effect.
What is happening? There's too much noise.
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
Yeah, I can't
Paul,
tell
you
that.
just read number 1, right? Because I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, sounded like it.
Okay.
We're still getting to G and P of before that, though, Holly.
I bet you anything that is Diana's clients coming in and out. I bet you. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Alright, I'm trying to find where exactly.
Have a good one. Hello.
Alright. Do we want to move on to P?
Describe how you behave a certain way on the behalf of your friend.
Hello.
Hello.
That's not gonna do that work. She's trying to be quiet. Oh man.
Would the graduate students' gender make a difference?
I think we can all just say no, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to help y'all typing. Just so you're right.
Yeah.
Why does someone keep saying hello?
Diana, I think people come in and out.
Yeah, she's
Like when she goes back, she's like hello, and then she goes back out.
yeah, she keeps she's our dirty we're her dirty little secret. She's not doing schoolwork at work, so she has to go in a certain room.
That's funny.
I have to, I'm trying, I'm back.
Oh, are you back?
Yeah, but I'm secretly doing the Word document too. But when I hear someone from behind me, then I go like, all right, work on it.
Oh, Diana. Okay.
Have a good one.
So I like how some of you specified, because of how things have shifted in our culture, that we need to be careful of saying gender and ensure that everybody understands what body parts should be visible or not be visible. Because I feel like that's something that is going to come to play, where when we're supervising people, we have to be courteous of what they identify as.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Chapter 2.
Oh.
Lord Jesus.
All right. So, do you guys want to read it all, or we got it? What are we going to say to this OT who's suggesting this crazy therapy?
No.
Our effect. Is it supposed to be our affect, like just talking about our mood, our demeanor, basically?
Yeah, I think it's just, in a sense, just being, I think how I read that.
Can you ask him what he's doing? Because I need him to leave.
Either way, yeah, Robert, go back to what you're talking about.
I think she's talking about you, Spear, not me. No, I'm joking.
No.
No.
I thought it was on mute. Sorry.
Okay.
You go, you're good.
No, I think what she's what she has to do to word that question is just our demeanor of it. But everyone, in a sense, everyone comes to the same thing, where we can be respectful and listen to the opinion of the OT, but at the same time, we can base off the evidence-based things where there's actual data being collected as to how it's effective. And we cannot just switch programs and implementation just because something doesn't work. We need to go through the whole process again and create a whole new behavior plan. We just can't interrupt the behavior plan we have in place because it's not working. We'll have to start from square one again.
Agreed. We'll get into more of those examples later, Chris, but let's stick to our demeanor, our tone, our body language, and all that kind of stuff. It's fun.
So we just...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the main point of that whole thing is you and what you said in yours, actually, where you listen with respect and let the OT share her opinion, and I think I agreed to effective what you said with it. So I just can't add nothing. But we just listen to respectfully, let our speaker in peace, and everyone else can do.
Right. Yeah, maybe ask questions for clarification, don't make judgments, something like that we could talk about.
Yeah.
Rather than make judgment or sound judgmental or whatever.
I mean, I feel like as, the BCBA or whatever, in a meeting like that with not only people in the ABA world, but also, PT, speech, whatever, you're going to get, it's pretty typical because everyone has their own discipline. I know when I've worked with speech and OT, PT, they all kind of have their own inputs, and it's gonna be very different. It's not behavioral. So you shouldn't really be all that surprised to begin with because they're not trained in the behavioral sense. So to kind of, just like you would anyone else's feedback, listen and then just kind of hear back, from the behavioral track.
Yeah. Man, I hope you feel better from your cold you got going on there. That sucks you have a summer cold. Oh, that's cool. She's like, I'm over this, man. I have a hoodie on and stuff. I'm sick. I was up early. I'm dealing with you East Coast people.
I just want to go to sleep.
So how would we behave assertively?
Ask effective questions. Be respectful in our question answering, and then also reminding them of the BCBA guidelines. That's what I said. I remember what I said earlier. And reminding them you can't just implement something into just because it's not working. We can start over, create a new contract, and all the other work we gotta do.
Maybe here, I'm going to add in after the BCBA guideline, I'm going to say specifically the client's autonomy because he already explained how he doesn't like to be touched or whatever. So
yes.
I think that why certain treatments are being provided for the client, because I want to ensure it's beneficial for them in their treatment.
Go to lunch, Robin is here. And Robin was like, Robin was here.
hopefully we could be assertive when we were talking about how this therapy has no evidence basis.
Mm-hmm.
If it took us that far, you know.
Yes, they were just that set on doing this.
Question: in this Word document I'm making with all the responses, do you guys want me to keep the questions in it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be smart to break it up. Okay.
Yeah. You can break it up and keep the question there, so that you can also see it on.
Right.
Oh, whoops. Even cool. All right.
Okay. Well, actually.
Okay, what's the next question? So C, describe the assertive behaviors. So there's an entire section in the book about the assertive behaviors. Like it's sit up, and I wrote them all out in my response. It says sit up straight, calmly fold your hands, wait for your turn to talk. When it's your turn, give your opinion, make eye contact. Like it's.
Yeah, I would just move a lot of yours if you want, and then we can maybe kind of get general afterwards. But yeah, I agree. You pretty much took it right out of text. So
I took it directly from the text.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. That's
No.
Wait, so Robert, after we finish this, you just gonna hold on. Like when I hear two things, Zach freeze up. Are you?
I can't hear.
Hold on.
We're working on our page.
Yes. I think she meant to mute this, and then she asked to put it on. Okay, well they're out. We're copying the URL once we're done. Putting that in the right position, right? We're going to turn part.
Hello.
Hello. I'm gonna look at that submission instruction real quick.
Yeah, I was looking at it right now, and it just says submit the group discussion guide. I'm thinking that we can take the URL and turn it in. Because it doesn't give specific instructions for.
Yeah, I would, as opposed to either that or convert it to a Word document and upload that. Yeah, I think just putting the URL in would be exactly what you want.
Yeah, I'm more than likely gonna do that. I'm gonna copy the URL and post it in there.
The response in it?
Yeah, because the responses will be within it, because it's a Google Doc, it's universal. So when she opens it up, she'll be able to see it. She'll only be able to view it, but she'll see Krista's and Robert's title group response, and she'll be able to see them answer each of those questions as a group. So I'm thinking that instead of doing extra work and making a Google Doc or anything, just copy and paste that URL and put it in the right submission and put it there. It's still our work, it's still there. And Krista's email her the video that we have now, so she'll see we've all been on here, and she'll see that we all had jobs and the URL's all in there. It should be fine.
Okay. She's doing that forceful interaction.
If you want, Krista, you can almost steal my answer. It's kind of a summary of a lot of everybody else's answers for this one.
Okay.
It kind of covers Holly's, Diana's, and Sierra's, and Anne's. I mean, So yeah, whatever. Or we can just make a combination of those or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now that you say it, I'm like, I have seen him do that.
Yeah. But they don't have to retype anything. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, even if he's like not married, like I want to like touch
I'll let you edit that.
like,
But I touched it.
at least I know you.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I just think I'm changing the link here. Anybody can view.
Are changing what?
I'm changing. Yeah, so I'm not sure if she's gonna be able to see it or view it. So I want to make sure that she can at least view it.
Hey, how are you?
That's fine.
Good. Hello.
All right, we're on chapter 3. Getting there.
Yeah.
Leadership is a repertoire of behaviors, not a set of attributes. Which leadership behaviors would be worth imitating or learning?
Things are good with you?
Yes, how about you guys? Nice.
Summer busy?
I'm part of the camp. You part of the camp? All right.
Somebody text her.
Yeah, I got it.
You don't have to do it. Yeah.
GEBE.
Let's see.
There you go.
So Krista, I would pick one to steal and go with it.
Sorry, I didn't talk to you over Christmas. Sorry. Oh, you want to go over there? I don't want to go over there. How do you go over there?
I just texted.
Me too. Yeah. Good to see you guys. Why? How you doing?
There it goes. Okay.
We're almost there, guys. Almost there.
How are you? Good.
All right, which leadership behaviors might you observe that you would not want to repeat? Anybody?
Well, I'm reading it too.
Wait, I don't think that's Diana. That's some. Wait, Diana, is that you or I think it's somebody else's? There it is. Got it. She muted it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Silence. Okay.
So it looks like we have disrespectful a lot of times, kind of harsh feedback or critical feedback. Closed-mindedness seems like a theme throughout our answers here.
Yes.
Okay. C, what types of things might you observe a leader do for which you would need information to determine whether or not that is something you would want to do? I was a little bit confused on this question, so anybody that can offer insight.
Hold up. Which question are you on? Which question was that again?
C.
C, just grab it.
Oh, mine got deleted, huh?
Yeah, that's how I don't mean to.
Yeah, some of my stuff is deleted too.
I didn't understand this
I
question.
don't know.
Well, I basically said, like, so this is one that we, what do we want more information? So I basically said, like, how to delegate tasks to employees, how to manage and balance, like, time scheduling of duties and stuff. I just basically put what I would like to observe or learn from a leader. That's kind of what I stuck with in this fifth one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would say I would observe the leader's decisions that are made as well as their ideas in order to view on whether they are beneficial. I think some of mine got deleted too.
I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
I think that's everyone continues just to say they want more information.
I like what you're saying there. What did the book say? Vision was considered? Vision is just a plan or task analysis or something like that.
I feel like they mentioned vision like student.
Yeah, and is it a leader who has a grasp of any antecedent variables or contingencies or whatever, yeah. But anyways.
All right, D. What sort of leader behaviors do you think might be best learned by observation, might not be best learned by observation and imitation? I like Holly's about making quick decisions.
Yeah.
That's the experience.
Yeah.
I think like learning through observation, imitation would be consistent in making decisions.
And some of those people management skills, you know, they require a certain behavioral repertoire. You can be imitating that.
Absolutely. Okay. I am going to copy this link of this Google Doc. I have to get dressed for work and take a shower because I smell like booze and sin, so I have to sign up a little bit earlier.
All right, man. Nice to meet you.
It's nice meeting you guys too. Hopefully we'll be in the next groups together.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
All right, see you.
I need whoever's going back and proofreading that because the wording's a little weird.
I'll read it too.
All right, we're on the last question. So, using LinkedIn.
I would take some of the response because that was getting very redundant. So if you want to use, you know, again, in your one of, you know, Holly, Diana, Krista, you guys all gave great responses to that.
Hold on. We're on chapter 4 now, right?
Yeah.
The question about networking, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's chapter 4. Okay.
combine Diana's and Holly's responses. I might use Facebook for networking.
I kind of like what Ian said, and then we can just expand on that. But whatever. Just trying to cook it up and use different answers.
No, I think Ann's is fine too.
And then we can go right into what you said, Kurt, and that'll be a perfect clarification of where Ann was going with the end of her response.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Can I get a Facebook table in the lobby, please?
Concerned areas, real relationship is something we had all said, professional boundaries, ethics, things like that. Nobody ever said anything about like advertising or marketing, issues with like marketing. That could be a thing too.
Are we on? What question are we on? I'm lost.
We're down on the second part, or the B, I guess, of
Number
I got it.
one. Okay.
Yeah, the little I after under yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What were you saying about advertisement?
Just that could be an area of concern as well. Let's see, another issue is the use of the.
You can lie.
They can be biased. They can be right, misleading and biased and things like that.
Sorry, bias or what? Or misleading?
Misleading.
Or misleading information. Okay.
Great. So the value of being a connector for colleagues within your discipline.
Oops, sorry.
More opportunities, you learn more, you grow more. All that good stuff, right? That's a loop down here, so.
It's in.
For colleagues across disciplines.
Okay, so across disciplines, you can learn more about, other fields, which can broaden the scope of ADA in general and help it grow as a science. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah. Same page.
Last question? No, just kidding. Sorry.
No, not
Oh,
quite.
Jesus. Okay, for your client who needs a service related to your discipline but which you don't provide. By networking, it allows us to open that door and provide that service.
Yeah, it'll get them the service they need. It'll get them the wide range or a complete range of treatment services.
I like the complete
that will
range.
fit the needs. That was my answer, and it got deleted, so I don't know. But yeah, something I want to, like a complete range of treatment services, or services. There we go.
It's gonna be helpful in terms of like insurance. Like some companies only take certain types of insurances. So like, I've had clients where like they can't, be with my company because it doesn't accept their insurance or whatever. But like I know other companies accept their insurance or whatever, so that's helpful.
Do you want to add anything? So for there, I just put in a quick sentence.
Oh, I saw you type it, so I just let you take it.
Cool. Then yeah, I mean that it's just like a follow-up, so I don't think it needs to be much more than that.
What are areas of cautions for these?
Areas of cautions for these.
All right, this is the last question.
Yeah. Areas of caution for these again.
I actually like my response to this. If that's okay, I don't know who else is following this. I'm not looking at the screen and everybody got quiet.
You don't like our response? As soon as I came out, I heard that.
Oh, sorry. I did not mean it like that at all. We're just trying to get through this.
I know these jokes are coming across bad today. Not to mean.
Let me see here. Bye.
I have a question for, I have a ton of stuff. Is there any way I can pull my car?
Just pull up, I'll see you on camera.
Oh, you'll see me. It's a big silver SUV. Okay, I'll go get it and pull it around. Thank you. It's better than yesterday.
All right, what do we think?
Hold on, I'm reading it. Well, I'm almost done reading it. I think I don't have any disagreement.
Cool. Are we in agreement that we're all going to use this URL and copy it into the spot as our submission?
Oh, I thought that was the whole reason me making that word thing.
Okay, so yeah, when you were kind of going in and out, Siren started going down the route of saying he was just going to put in the URL. So just make sure you communicate.
All our responses also too.
Right, and see, but even now, like, so my responses, half of mine are gone now, so it would actually make me look worse if I were to put in this URL. Yeah, so I don't know.
Literally what I did was I copy and pasted the questions, and then I put our group responses, because that's what we're really submitting.
Great. And Well, that's what it's feel.
Can
A
you?
lot.
Yeah, can you guys just text me your emails and then I can just send it right now to you guys?
I'm gonna put mine at the bottom here for you.
Okay, yeah, or just put your emails at the bottom for me and I can literally send it to you guys in 5 minutes.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't think of that. Like, a lot of the questions have been deleted, so it doesn't make sense.
Right. It doesn't. I agree. It looks like some people didn't participate.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was a learning experience. That was fun. My God.
This was a lot of people, y'all. Like, I've never been in a big line 9 minutes.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
You know what? You made it that